guys, it's Sherry Vegas and welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial we are going to be using alcohol inks and resin to create a really beautiful artwork. This is a great way that you can mix mediums and get something absolutely stunning, but it actually isn't too complicated to do. So let's get started. You're going to need a few items to get started. I am working on this panel today. So this is an aluminium panel and it's got a ring backing. This is from Artwork Creations, and I also got the idea for this artwork from their Instagram page. They've also got a YouTube channel, so go and check them out. But this idea originally came from an artwork that I saw on their page. So aluminium boards are great if you want to do alcohol ink as your base and then add resin on top. So that's what we're going to be working with today. Then you're also going to need some alcohol ink colors. I have got some different Copic ones. So I think I'm going to do like gray, pink and silver today. And then you're going to need your resin of choice for your second layer. I'm going to be using the Barnes epoxy glass for my second layer. I'm also going to be then using their white pigment, and I'm going to be using a silver pigment as well from Barnes. I think it's called Aluminium Bright. And that's going to be in our second layer. You're also going to just need a hairdryer or a straw or an airbrush gun, whatever you like to blow your alcohol inks around. And I'm also going to be using some Pinata, the blending medium, as well in my alcohol inks, just to make them easier to move around the board.
Aluminium panels are great if you want to do sort of the mixed medium combination of alcohol inks and resin, because they're strong enough to take the resin, but they're also slick enough that you can put alcohol inks on it and it's going to move across the surface. So it's kind of similar to Yupo paper, but it means that you don't have to then mount the Yupo paper to put resin on it, and it just makes it a lot easier. I've just put down some blending solution and then I'm just dropping on my colors. I am using Ash Rose from Copic, Cool Grey, and I cannot remember what the pink one was. So this artwork was looking good, but it just wasn't what I had envisioned in my head. So I decided to just pour alcohol all over it and start again. That is what is great about working on like the aluminium board and with alcohol inks, is you can literally just start again by pouring some really high grade alcohol. So this is, I think, 99% proof. And then I added some inks in and just started the process again. This time, instead of putting down blending solution and then dropping the colors in, I mixed that up into cups and then poured that down, and I got the effect that I wanted.
Now that I've done my first layer in alcohol inks, I'm going to let that dry for a few hours just before I go and do my second layer, which is with my resin. I also recommend, and I highly recommend, using a spray top coat just to seal your alcohol inks into place, because sometimes if you add the resin straight on top, it can bleach out the color, or it can make the alcohol inks reactivate and start to bleed. So just make sure you use a sealant in between those two layers. I get one from Bunnings and also Artwork Creation, who I got this board from, and these alcohol inks from. They also do sell the Krylon sealers in gloss, matte and satin, and they're also really great to use. I'll add some links in the description below. But you just want to then, once it sets, give it a good spray with your sealant. Make sure your sealant doesn't have any alcohol or any urethane in it, because it's going to reactivate your alcohol inks then. And once you've sealed it, then it's time to do your resin layer.
The sealant that I'm using I just got from Bunnings, which is an Australian hardware store, and it's from White Knight and it's called Crystal Clear. I find it works really well at sealing my alcohol inks and I've never had any issues with it. And I just give that a light spray and let it set. I'm just using my Barnes epoxy glass for my clear coat, and I'm using my paddle pop stick just to make sure I get all of it covered before I start adding my white and my silver. Then I am using the Barnes white, which is their white epoxy pigment paste, and I've mixed some of that into a little bit of resin, and then I'm just going to go along and add little sort of lines of the white resin first, and I'm going to kind of follow the pattern that the alcohol ink has already made. I really love to do that because it helps draw your eye through the artwork. And then I'm using my heat gun, and I am just sort of blowing that white, sort of diffusing it a bit so it's not so strong and bold, and kind of getting a really soft, like the cells and lacing with that white. And then I'm adding my silver or my aluminium, which is from Barnes as well, and it is like an aluminium like powder, and I've mixed that into my resin, and then I'm just adding that along, sort of following the lines as well, just to give it like that extra little pop and sparkle. And then I'm just going around the edges just to cover up all of the sides with some leftover resin that I have.
Okay guys, so it's the next day and I'm super happy with how this is looking. The resin has set and this piece has turned out amazing. It is a little bit different to what I had envisioned. I was going to do like really light and airy, like pinks and greys, and it's kind of a little bit more moody, but the overall effect I am super happy with. But isn't that always the case? You have something in your mind and it turns completely different. But even though it is different, I'm still really happy with how this is looking. And also too, I got the exact measurements right for my resin. So I used about 80 mils and I do not have one single drip off the edge, which means no sanding for me. And all you resin artists out there will know that feeling. And it stones beautifully. So perfect amount, makes me happy. I really love the depth and the layers that you get when you mix the mediums of alcohol, ink and resin together. You can get some really cool effects. I love like the soft white and the lacing in the cells, as well as that sort of silver metallic pop coming up through. I feel like this is a great method, and no matter what your skill level is, this is definitely achievable. So I just want to give a big thank you to all of you guys that watch my videos every single week, that like, comment, subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm at nearly 50,000 subscribers on my channel, and honestly this has kept me going throughout this whole COVID thing, which is still going. Because it's given me something to do and given me a purpose. All of my in-person workshops and all of that got cancelled for obviously safety and health reasons. But this has kept me going and it's given me something, and I hope it's given you guys something as well, to be able to watch something new every single week and be entertained and to learn new things. But I just want to give a big thank you to all of you guys. It really has helped me get through this sort of hard process that everyone is going through, and has given me that purpose. And if you don't already, don't forget to follow me across all of my social media platforms. It's Sherry Vegas throughout. On Facebook, you can keep up to date with all of my new workshops, and every time I post a new video or any sort of stuff like that. I'm finally back doing in-person workshops, so I'll post up all the new in-person workshops. So if you are in the Brisbane or Gold Coast area, definitely go and follow me on my Facebook page. On my Instagram, I share a lot more of my personal life, and also you kind of get to see what's going to be happening on my YouTube channel, because I kind of put a lot of stories up about what I'm working on. And then also I have TikTok, where I share a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and also a lot of projects that don't make it anywhere else but TikTok, a lot of experimental stuff. So don't forget to follow me across all the other social media platforms. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, as that lets YouTube know that it's a quality video and it should keep sharing that video. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe, as I post new videos every single week, all to do with resin art, art, craft, DIY, anything kind of under that creative circle. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe, as that way you get notified every single time I upload a new video, so that way you don't miss out. Thank you guys so much for watching.